In this video we will be talking about some of the current gang presidents in New Zealand. From their rise to power to the fierce loyalty they command, these leaders are at the heart of some of the most notorious organizations in the country. Gang leaders hold a crucial role within their organizations for several reasons. They are the primary decision makers, setting the direction for the gang's activities, strategies, and operations, impacting everything from recruitment and territory to criminal enterprises and conflict resolution. A strong leader fosters loyalty and unity among members, inspiring and commanding respect, which is essential for maintaining cohesion within the gang, especially in times of conflict or complex operations. They often act as representatives in dealings with other gangs, law enforcement, and the broader community, where their negotiating skills are vital for forging alliances, managing disputes, and navigating external relationships. First in the list is Black Power President Mark Pitman from Auckland. Pitman is a significant figure in New Zealand's gang landscape, particularly known for his leadership role in the Black Power. As a gang president, Pitman has been instrumental in shaping the direction and activities of Black Power, one of the most prominent and influential gangs in the country. His leadership is marked by a combination of strategic decision-making and the ability to command fierce loyalty from his members. Under Pitman's guidance, Black Power has navigated numerous challenges, including territorial disputes, conflicts with rival gangs, and interactions with law enforcement. His role as a leader extends beyond his work in negotiations and mediations but also in helping to manage both internal and external relations. He has been the president for the Black Power for more than 15 years and operates from the well-known Black Power Pad in Mount Wellington. Next in the list is Sonny Fatupeito, who is a prominent figure within New Zealand's gang landscape. Serving as the president of the Waikato chapter of the Mongrel Mob, known as the Mongrel Mob Kingdom. He has been actively involved in various initiatives aimed at addressing social issues within the gang and broader community. Fatupeito has been vocal about the impacts of government policies on gangs, particularly criticizing political proposals which he believes infringe on human rights and create a psychological war against gang members. Fatupeito has taken significant steps to engage with the community and public health initiatives. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he was granted essential worker status to help facilitate cooperation between gang communities and health authorities promoting vaccination and adherence to public health guidelines. His leadership has also been marked by efforts to distance his chapter from traditional gang activities and focus on more constructive goals like introducing urine testing and banning methamphetamine in 2016 as part of a broader strategy to foster positive change within the gang culture. Next in the list is Jamie Pink, the 52-year-old leader of the tribal Hawk gang based in Ngaruawahia. This selection may surprise some, but Pink's popularity in New Zealand remains consistently strong, as he recently made headlines again due to a legal settlement involving his criminal earnings. Pink, who has a notorious history with 84 convictions, was sentenced in 2020 to over 7 years in prison for a violent assault on a former gang member, Zion Coker. Police have long pursued Pink under the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act 2009, aiming to recover the substantial profits he allegedly made through criminal activities, estimated at over $1.6 million. After negotiations, Pink agreed to forfeit $300,000 to the Crown, a fraction of what the police initially sought. This settlement was approved by the High Court, which also allowed Pink to keep $22,700 in cash and a 1994 Mitsubishi campervan. Despite his criminal activities, Pink is considered an intriguing figure because of his engagement in community work. This combination of criminal behavior and community involvement creates a strikingly complex character. Next is Wayne Doyle, the leader of the Headhunters MC, a highly influential figure in New Zealand's organised crime scene. With a reputation built on strategic prowess and firm leadership, Doyle has been instrumental in steering the Headhunters through various challenges and maintaining its formidable presence. His tenure has been marked by a blend of authoritative command and tactical skill, which has solidified his position as a significant player in the criminal underworld. Under Doyle's leadership, the Headhunters have expanded their influence, involved in a range of criminal activities including drug trafficking and violence. Doyle himself has faced legal scrutiny but remains a central figure in the gang's operations. His complex persona, combining ruthless business acumen with a notable ability to evade law enforcement, makes him a key subject of interest in discussions about organized crime in New Zealand. The president and the founder of the Killer Bees Swarm is Josh Masters. The Killer Bees are a large street gang mainly based in the South Auckland area. They were founded in 2003, as a large rogue street gang in Otaura, as a spin-off of the larger Tribesman gang. In 2019, Masters was shot by a member of the tribesmen at a Harley-Davidson dealership in Auckland. It was an extremely unusual event as both the Killer Bees and tribesmen were very close gangs that were in a very strong alliance. Masters survived this shooting, however, he has been left paralyzed due to this incident and would need care for the rest of his life. He was last seen in the media at the gang's annual meet, when up to 300 Killer Bees members from all over New Zealand converged in South Auckland. Next in the list is Comanchero's president Pika Nafu, who is a prominent and controversial figure in the realm of outlaw motorcycle clubs, notably as the boss of the Comancheros in Australia and later of New Zealand. Nafu started the first Comanchero chapter in New Zealand when he was deported in 2016. Nafu was arrested and jailed for 10 years as a part of a covert police investigation called Operation Nova. More than 80 police officers were involved in the raids, which led to about $4 million of assets being seized, including firearms and several luxury vehicles such as a Rolls-Royce Wraith and gold-plated Harley-Davidson motorcycles. After a lengthy and high-profile jury trial, Nafu was found guilty of conspiracy to supply pseudoephedrine and money laundering. He is currently in prison and recently made headlines from prison walls when a video of him surfaced showing him leading the Comancheros in a haka. Next up is Rex Timu, a pivotal figure in the mongrel mob's Hastings chapter, known as the Fatherland. For over 12 years, Timu has served as the president, steering the gang toward a new direction. He sees the mob as a group in transition and says that the face of the mob is changing. We now have members who are gainfully employed, have clean records, and are university educated. Timu has introduced significant changes under his leadership, including the no drugs policy and prioritizing family first. Previously, the motto was mongrel mob first, before everything else, but now, family takes precedence. Timu manages 9 captains, each leading their own chapter, similar to independent tribes with distinct territories. These chapters are structured with vice presidents, sergeants, and members all working cohesively. The Hastings chapter holds particular importance as it represents the birthplace of the mongrel mob, the true fatherland. Next on the list is Mace Raymond Satope, also known as Ray Elise, the boss of the Rebels Monterey chapter. Originally from Auckland, Elise was previously the president of the Rebels chapter in Victoria, Australia. He was deported back to New Zealand in 2020 under Australia's stringent 501 visa cancellation policy. Upon returning, Elise quickly assumed control of the rebels in Monterey. Under his leadership, the chapter has reportedly become more sophisticated and disciplined, evolving into a significant force within the local gang landscape. Elise has been involved in various territorial disputes, particularly with rival gangs like the King Cobras, and his criminal record includes charges related to drug trafficking, money laundering, and violent offenses. These activities have not only heightened tensions between rival gangs but also kept him under close scrutiny by both law enforcement and the media. Next on the list is Peter Hunt, the influential president of the Tribesmen Motorcycle Club based in Murupara. The Tribesmen are a prominent force across New Zealand's North Island, with chapters in key areas like Otaura, Northland, Rotorua, and Christchurch. In Christchurch, they are regarded as the dominant force in the gang landscape, maintaining a stronghold that few can rival. Peter Hunt's leadership is defined by his deep commitment to the club, yet he emphasizes that the Tribesmen are more than just a motorcycle club, they are a family, highlighting the club's shift in image over the years. While many members, including Hunt, have had their run-ins with the law, they are working to reshape the club's identity and detach from the traditional gangster stereotype. Under Hunt's leadership, the Tribesmen have made a significant impact by being the first to stand against the rebels' MC, thwarting their attempts to expand and establish a foothold in Tribesmen territory. Despite his authoritative position, Hunt takes a measured approach to discipline within the club. He is reluctant to be overly strict with the younger members, understanding the delicate balance between maintaining order and allowing them the freedom to grow. This approach reflects the evolving yet complex role that the Tribesmen play within their communities, striking a balance between traditional gang values and a more modern, family-oriented philosophy. Last on this list is JD Ther, the formidable president of the Mongols Motorcycle Club in New Zealand. Thacker's rise to power was nothing short of explosive, as he masterminded the establishment of a nationwide drug trafficking network and was involved in violent confrontations, including a notorious shooting that riddled a rival's house with bullets. Thacker did not operate in half measures, and his leadership marked one of the most intense periods of gang warfare in New Zealand's history. However, Thacker's rapid ascent was followed by an equally dramatic fall. In August 2023, at just 33 years old, he was sentenced to 22 years and 4 months in prison by the High Court in Hamilton. The courtroom was filled with a mix of anguished family members and shocked supporters, many of whom were unprepared for the severity of his sentence. Thakur's journey to New Zealand began with his deportation from Australia in August 2018 under the controversial 501 legislation. Despite living in Australia since he was 4 years old, his involvement in the criminal underworld, including a peripheral role in the infamous 2013 Broadbeach gang riot, brought him to the attention of Australian authorities. Charismatic and business savvy, Thakur had established a successful motorcycle repair business while in Australia. However, his entrepreneurial pursuits were overshadowed by his rapid rise through the ranks of the Highway 61 gang and later the Bandidos, where he eventually became president. His deportation to New Zealand didn't stop his momentum. Instead, it set the stage for the Mongols' significant and controversial expansion to New Zealand. This concludes our video on 10 influential gang leaders in New Zealand. The figures we've discussed offer just a glimpse into the powerful individuals shaping the country's club landscape. Their stories reveal the authority, loyalty, and influence they command within their organizations through community interactions. Yet this list is far from exhaustive. Many other leaders across New Zealand play equally pivotal roles, with some pushing for positive change while others remain entrenched in community. The dynamics of organized crime here are complex and evolving, a narrative far too vast to capture fully in a single video. If you're looking for more thrilling and edgy bikey updates, don't hesitate, whack that subscribe button, spread and share the video, hit that like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And for the true grid Spartans out there, consider sending a super thanks or buy us a coffee to show some love. Your support keeps us going and the channel thriving, especially since most of our videos aren't monetized due to all the crime-related content. Stay tuned, stay curious, stay awesome, and take care. Wu-Tang.
Dreams, streetlights flicker low. Brotherhood.